Greetings, cohort 8. We had a professor, you'll meet her, Dr. Hernandez, used to do some of these little YouTube videos for us, and I said, hey, that's pretty neat, so I wanted to do that and just kind of check in with you guys and see how you're doing, and share a little bit about my journey and different things about the program real briefly, and just I didn't get a chance to connect with most of you guys during the residency, and so that was hard for me. It was just a rough residency. Had a member of our church, kind of pillar in our church, pass away, and so the week leading up to that, he was in the hospital, and then moved to hospice, and then that Wednesday morning, I'm at hospice, and I'm praying with the spouse, and I'm praying with the daughter, and I hop on an airplane, and next thing you know, I'm in Philly, and I'm about to go into our Wednesday night banquet, and get a text message saying that he passed away, and so just kind of a rough residency for me, and struggling with how to handle that, and being able to go back and minister to the family, and being committed to the schoolwork, and so I thought about it, and just one of the kind of the benefits of the cohort model, knowing that you have others praying for you and picking you up. We do have 10 of these residencies, so odds are that during one of those residencies you'll experience one of those rough patches. And so I think about our cohort. We had someone during the very first residency have a major family emergency go on. We've had others that have had health issues with their spouses, and then another one, a personal health issue, had to leave on a stretcher and ambulance to the hospital during a residency. And so whether it's work-related stuff or personal family stuff, health issues, I think hopefully we'll be able to help each other along and pull each other to the finish line. I also wanted to share just kind of about the rhythm, and for me it was a hard adjustment. So that first semester, if you've survived the first semester, congratulations. It's the hardest one, I think, and 90% of our cohort would say that the first one's the hardest, and you get through that one and the rest of the stuff is downhill. But I remember talking to a person in cohort 4, and I was just telling them about my experiences, and said, man, I was struggling to keep my head above the water, just literally gasping for air. And he said, well, don't worry about it. Throughout the program, not only will you learn to, get better at breathing, that you'll also have your lung capacity will be increased. And so I don't know if it's the law of kind of forced adaptation or what, but I mean, it seems to be the case that you do get better at breathing, and you do have an increased capacity as you progress in the program. And so, some of that's simple logistical stuff as far as logging into RefWorks or being able to find research, or and then some of it is just getting better at it as far as consuming research, digesting it, and then slipping into the rhythm of the residency, and then the coursework and Blackboard discussions and papers, and how to best do those, and then work-life integration, and being able to get into some of that. So I did want to just practically say a couple things. Number one, don't be afraid to do things kind of quick and dirty. So we learned that from one of our professors, and then it was reinforced through some of John Cotter's writings. So for these perfectionists out there like me, sometimes it's hard, but the understanding to know that, hey, it's okay that some of the research that we write is quick and dirty, and to get done and through with it, versus holding off and waiting and trying to produce perfection, because it just doesn't come. The other thing that I'd say is keep all your Blackboard discussions in a Word document file. And so for me, I go through, type it, edit it in Word, and then cut and paste it into Blackboard. And then I save it. It's saved in Dropbox. You may use iCloud or whatever. But that way, all of your work, when it comes comprehensive times, you'll have it. You'll be able to go back and access it a lot easier than going through Blackboard into discussion boards and doing the searches through there. It's much easier to search in Word, and then you can cut and paste and drop it into a kind of a master file, and look at the overall pictures when you're doing comprehensive. So that's helpful. And I just wanted to say, kind of personally, I'm praying for you. Dr. G's praying for you. Your other professors, and it's just kind of neat to be able to walk along this journey with you, And I think back on it and reflect it, and look at you guys and some of your stories that I've talked to, and this idea that, like, hey, God planted something inside of us, and we had some crazy idea, thought about the possibilities of obtaining a doctorate in philosophy, and we continued to feel that, and so we acted upon it, right? We called Amy. You looked over the website, you sent an email, you talked to other students in the program, you maybe talked to a professor, and then, not knowing where it would lead us, like, we all applied. And then all of a sudden we get an acceptance letter, an acceptance phone call. And if you're anything like me, just the new adventure has thrown you through some different loops. And I want to say, hey, don't lose heart. Press through it. Rely on your cohort. You will make it. And so, I think about the sacrifices that we make now, and that they will be rewarded. And so, anyhow, hope you guys are doing all right, that you're using this week either as a recovery week to catch up, or a recovery week to spend some time relaxing. I'll give you some advice about those precious moments, precious days in between the two semesters, near the end of the semester. So, anyhow, hope you're doing all right, and just know that I'm praying for you. We'll see you.